ليش
Greens.
ساقيها بماي ذهب ليش ساقي الخسه بماي ذهب عشان افهم بس شنو قاعد اكل انا ايش دعوه ترى كلها زلاطه لا هي ضحكه جديده علي لا هي ضحكه جديده علي مش متعوده hello to another episode of It's Fareel podcast.
Hello.
And as always
Wagwan.
we're talking about restaurants again. I love that. I love how it's happening to be like our thing.
I hope it doesn't turn into a food blog though.
I don't think so. We are foodies.
We are foodies by heart.
Honestly, this is what united us.
Yes.
بس يعني. المهم, how are you?
I'm Gucci as always.
بس it's hot, لا?
Oof, don't even get me started.
اليوم, like she came, like said hello, and she's like wearing all black, as you can see. I'm like, how on earth are you wearing all black?
Black on black.
I can't.
ما أدري.
لا لازم نفتح يا جماعة. عمر لازم نفتح. ضروري.
She's wearing. She has purple nail.
It matches your.
She's always with like some color of nail polish.
This is summer nails.
إيه لازم.
Yeah.
للحين أنا شلت ملوتي صراحة بس يعني.
Anywho, so something exciting today.
Yes.
Inspired and courtesy of Inspired Edibles, as
shout out to Inspired Edibles.
Everyone knows. If you haven't heard of him, you're probably living under a rock. One of our favorite food bloggers.
Definitely someone to check out every time you pop on Instagram.
New restaurants, restaurant lists around the world as well. That's the place to
I mean,
go.
he gets the 411. قبل لا يصير
The 411.
For the 411. Thank you.
Anyways, so he generously he gave us permission to start to use some of his content that he shared a couple of days ago.
I mean, I was scrolling. I was so interested. I was so intrigued by like how he came up with the idea, how people were actually interested in what people were sharing.
Yes. So we're like, oh my God. Like I was like, this is actually perfect to share. For those that probably missed it, we got you. We're going to be sharing those.
Yeah.
On his Instagram stories, he's asked, what are your restaurant icks and food delivery icks? And you guys did not disappoint. You guys delivered.
I mean, فضفضتوا. وصلنا لمرحلة في فضفضة بالموضوع.
So using your answers, we're going to share them.
Yeah.
A lot of them were repetitive as well. But that is our topic of the day.
Oh my God. And I remember we had this whole episode on what's the definition of icks?
And cringe.
And cringe and
that
whatnot.
video went viral of you.
Oh my God.
It was a divided audience between millennials and Gen Zs.
So آخر شيء وصلت له إن icks are things that get under someone's skin.
Exactly.
Okay, we can say simply that things that get under
That is too long. That like three letter word or a three word sentence.
معلش.
Anyways, so before we share the people's contributions and their answers, obviously we got permission to share your answers. We got permission to use this content.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to Inspired Edibles again.
Of course.
But before we share those answers, give me yours. What are your restaurant icks?
When it comes to a restaurant, things that get under my skin, it's not hard to say. They're extremely loud music.
Ooh, when you can't listen to you have to shout.
Yeah, especially if like I'm sitting like literally at a close distance with someone and I have to shout to get like a sentence in or even a word and I don't get it. I don't like it. We're not at a club. We're not at a lounge. I don't get it.
That's actually one of the very most common answers shared as well.
I've read that. Another thing is, I don't know how to explain it. Smelly tables or sticky or smelly utensils and plates and whatnot. في خرجة وسخة قاعد تلف
glasses, especially glasses. When you smell that.
أي شيء. Glass. So smelly glasses, smelly plates, smelly utensils, sticky tables. يعني قطة والخرج. You know, let's buy new tablecloths to like wash things down with and whatnot. Ugh. شنو بعد ثالث شيء؟
I think this was also a common answer as well.
And I think cold food arriving. No one يعني don't get me wrong, I love eating cold food at home. Not in a restaurant. I don't get it. لأن المفروض هو من الكيتشن ليه ماي وي اشتطيت حبتين شوي من الكيتشن ليه ماي تيبل. ف يعني
Yeah.
مو من الكيتشن للجهرة. ما فهمت.
Doesn't make sense.
تحيل doesn't make sense. Those are mine. Where are yours?
When it's too dark.
Okay.
Like I get you want that intimate setting, but like I need to see the food.
I don't have to open a flashlight.
Exactly.
I've done that before.
Exactly.
في
يعني,
المطعم.
okay, dim lights I understand, but like dim them enough, but like enough for us to see. No, I don't want it completely dark, and then you have to bring. You know, sometimes they put that in the middle, and you have to exactly. No, yeah, we need extra bit of light. Same as you said, the smelly cups and the music. That's like all of the above of what you said. What else? Oh, when like the menu is no identity.
I understand that. No specific cuisine.
No, okay, even if it's not a specific, like say it's a fusion or something, but at least like
Confusion.
يعني.
Confusion.
Yeah.
And when like, what else? Yeah, when I've said this before, also I've mentioned it before. Something that pisses me off is like when it's like say a new restaurant that has been open, say for like a couple of months, and you go on their like you want to check it out, you want to see, oh, what is this about? You go on their Instagram to see like what do they offer, and their Instagram is just aesthetic photos, like the furniture and like filler photos, and it's like
not bad furniture. Sometimes like it's just a blurred
abstract image. Yeah, and it's like, what is this about? I want to see food. Yeah, and you get, okay, I understand if it's like coming soon or like the first couple of weeks you want to create some suspense and mystery, but you've been open for more than 3 months. I want to see what you guys have to offer.
Put the menu on the goddamn page.
That's when you know that the owner doesn't want to pay for a food stylist.
For food
Stylist.
Interesting.
Because they're willing to pay for photography, but for them to actually have their food looking good in a photo, you can't have it right from the kitchen and take pictures of it. You need,
interesting.
The way I used to take photos, for example, Burger King, I used to have them send me the ingredients separately, and I build the sandwich, you know, layer by layer, so I control where each ingredients show, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's insane. It takes like 500 KD more on top of a shoot to get a food stylist. So now they're going the other direction of doing like
Abstract.
Lifestyle photos of whatever instead of
أشياء
food.
ما لها داعي.
Yeah, and it's like you have to go to the tagged photos
Yes, I normally do that.
to like just see what they have.
Yeah.
No, it's not an interior design place.
Yeah,
It's a
like
restaurant.
you have to put in effort to see what the food, what's on the menu, basically.
Definitely.
What else? When like everything is mayo and extra sauce and extra madri, like
Yes.
everything is like just, it's a mayo sauce, or like a salad is like more dressing than an actual salad.
Yes. It's a dressing madri
with a side of salad.
With a side of salad.
Basically. Or mayo with the side of food.
And then خلاص بس once you eat it, your mouth is going to be coated with that fat.
That it gets so heavy that you can't eat anything else.
الحين لا عجبني.
Exactly.
Or when you go into a restaurant and they serve a salad worth 7 KD. ليش؟
Oh, يعني when it's yeah, exactly, when it's just a green salad.
ليش؟
Greens.
ساقيها بماي ذهب. ليش؟ ساقي الخسة بماي ذهب عشان افهم بس شنو قاعد اكل انا. ايش دعوة؟ ترى كلها زلاطة. لا هي ضحكة جديدة علي. لا هي ضحكة جديدة علي مش متعودة.
No energy left.
ما ادري. هذه صح كلامك تصدق no energy left صح. لا بس جديدة علي أول مرة تمر علي بصراحة. معنا مشربينها قهوة.
مشربينها قهوة. It's hilarious how you said it. مشربينها قهوة.
She's on one again today. She is on one.
لا يعني إيش دعوة سلطة.
Exactly. يعني especially if it doesn't have any chicken or steak, it's just a green salad مع dressing and like some Parmesan cheese and 2 croutons. يعني
مو مخترع الذرة. مو مخترع الذرة بالسلطة. يعني حتى people still think burrata is something very unique. It's not. It's not. يعني back in the day, yes, it would be worth, let's say 12 KD لأن it was extremely rare to find burrata in Kuwait. Like, and that was like what, 10 years ago or something like that. بس خلاص now بالجمعية موجود. شو اللي بالجمعية موجود burrata. ليش السلطة ب 12 دينار؟ ليش بس لأنها فيها a blob of cheese in the middle? People are making burrata at home now.
Yeah.
ما أدري ما فهمت.
We can make everything at home for like a quarter of the price.
إيه.
I guess
we go for the ambience
and the experience. But yeah, as you said, like maybe overly priced.
إيه.
Things that don't, يعني it's not reasonable.
كلش.
يعني it's not even a Michelin star restaurant. يعني.
لا.
All right.
What about you, Omar?
Self-served restaurants.
Insane. What
That's-
don't you like about it?
I'm going to a restaurant. Why am I serving myself? Why am I going?
Okay. Okay. But in what way? قاعد أحاول والله.
يعني
يعني
on the go are not restaurants. يعني مثلا
I
like
went to a restaurant in Abu Dhabi and they were like, you go to the pasta guy, you tell him the pasta you want, they give you a thing, then you go to the appetizer guy, then you go to that and you get up and pick it up yourself and you go back to your seat. No waiters. I'm like, why am I coming to a restaurant if that's the case?
أروح مطبخنا وأطبخ.
Hey, wallah.
Interesting.
and it's not an on the go restaurant either. يعني it's just it's appetizer main. يعني I thought in a build your pasta kind of thing. No.
You just go to the guy, they have certain pastas at Tofa, like bags, and he empties the bag and he very systematic, very maaku روح. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
a very interesting.
I literally had a few bites and I just left. I'm like, I don't want this.
حتى ما يسوى بعد طلع.
It was bad.
حتى طعمه مو حلو.
Yeah. Another thing I hate in restaurants, when you steak restaurants specifically, when you order medium rare and you get you a raw steak.
Or an overly well done steak.
Yes.
وما في حل وسط يعني.
Most of the time they bring it to me شو اسمه raw.
صدق؟
Yeah.
لا أنا overly cooked.
Yeah.
لما أطلب medium rare مثلا overly cooked. ما في حكوك. Yeah. Yeah.
Or what also pisses me off is like when مثلا say this restaurant is good in this dish and other restaurants see, oh, it's like their best-selling dish and they start copying it and like all menus around are the same, almost the same menu item, just like cooked differently. And خلاص, like this restaurant, their bestseller dish is this. Have your own bestseller dish. You don't have to copy. And I don't see a menu in different, like I want to go to different restaurants with different menus.
Yeah, I remember when buffalo shrimp was a thing. Back in the day when buffalo shrimp, it started at one restaurant and then it took over Kuwait for some reason.
Yeah, this phenomena happens in Kuwait.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And now it's the short rib.
لو
everything.
فجأة you
الحين.
find KFC مسوين لك مكبوس.
فجأة. صح. لا, I remember when buffalo shrimp was a thing. I remember when crispy chicken was a thing. So anything crispy chicken, like a slider, a burger, a wrap.
حتى sliders, when sliders started.
When sliders
with,
was a thing.
That place, what is it called? Rockhouse Sliders. That's the first slider place I remember in Kuwait.
The first slider
station.
Slider station.
Slider station?
Fuddruckers had
Rockhouse
sliders.
Sliders.
Fuddruckers had sliders.
Fuddruckers is the OG.
After that, every single restaurant now has sliders.
Yeah, يعني innovation is always nice.
The authenticity هو يعني لا نصير معه شوية بس يعني.
Yeah. Anyways, let's share the answers of our.
هنشوف. Let's see.
Let's see. A lot of them were repetitive, so it was the most common answers that we pulled up. So, you want to start? Or should I start? Oh, I'll start with this one.
يلا.
When you always have to make a reservation online and it's always fully booked. And then when you get to the restaurant, it's empty. It's not booked.
صح.
It's like they create the scarcity kind of.
I've dealt with that in restaurants in Dubai. And like, I was not happy. And I'm not shy to say that I'm not happy.
Oh, on top of that, sometimes they make it like, oh, to book, pay per person
I don't
for
get
reservation. Like pay 10 or 20 per person just to book that reservation.
شوفي, that I don't mind, honestly. لأن I know a lot of people who would book a table and then not show up. مع أن let's be realistic, هذه رزقة بالنهاية. Don't book something and then not show up. أحس شوية it is kind of disrespectful. But if you're paying, it's gonna have to be deducted out of the receipt after يعني.
I say like instead of like يعني charging per person, charge a flat rate deposit fee. Say like for example 30 KD. Okay, this if you don't if it's a no show, but like 20 KD on each person, and say maybe you're a party of what 5, that's like 100. That's too much.
Yeah, صح كلامك.
Yeah.
صح. But I don't mind a deposit honestly for like a
if
table.
it's gonna
be deducted
out of the
and it
bill,
depends the type of restaurant as well. يعني. If it's worthy.
I'm not going to Chili's and paying a deposit.
Yeah, it has to be like 5 stars or above, something like that.
صح. Formal شو اسمه formal.
Or like some restaurants like it's 4 months ahead of time to book a table, and I'm like I'll just wait. I don't have to go to it. Like.
Some of the restaurant X يعني واحدة منهم صراحة I don't mind and I don't like this ingredient specifically.
Okay.
So I'm not sad about it.
What is it?
But you guys are, so not serving ketchup.
Oh.
I mean, it depends on the restaurant.
لا يعني you don't want ketchup. I don't with fries. Okay, you have to have ketchup. But I know that's not me. I know we have 2 best friends. Look, they eat ketchup with everything.
Look, I'm not like I've never had ketchup in my life. I don't think I'll ever have ketchup. It smells bad. It's rotten tomatoes with vinegar. نقطة صدر. Hate me for that. I don't care.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker for me if I'm dating a girl.
Oh my god! Literally, actually, one of my friends, she loved ketchup so much, is it that one of her, I think like in high school, one of her birthday gifts that I gave her was handmade bedazzled a ketchup bottle.
Wow!
And gave it to her as a gift.
That's a commitment. That's a commitment.
I literally bedazzled it all over and like, okay, since you love ketchup so much, this is your birthday gift. And she loved it. Like it was created because it was hard labor of love.
I can't. People eat like مشبوس دياي مع ketchup.
Oh hell no.
والله العظيم
eggs and ketchup.
ولا عيش eggs and ketchup ولا عيش وكباب مع ketchup.
Oh my
yeah. People do that. I've seen it. I have people in my family who do it.
The only thing the only thing I put ketchup on are fries.
Yeah.
And sometimes if a burger is dry, I'll put like on the burger.
Yeah, there's some chicken sandwiches that work very well with ketchup.
لا. Aioli.
Aioli is definitely my number 1 or ranch, honestly. Or mustard.
لا ranch لا.
honey mustard. Ooh, I love that.
I like the Dijon mustard, honestly.
Yeah, I love that too.
But like for a burger or fries, that's the only time I'm gonna be putting some ketchup on.
I mean, I feel like people that like ketchup that much are still like
it's a childhood thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a childhood thing. Like they haven't grown up from that.
ما أقدر. It smells bad.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. And they put it on everything. And وفي ناس they can't eat fries without it. Like they literally can't. شلون يعني fries شي خالي ناكله يعني شلون يعني just eat the goddamn thing.
Yeah. There's some people that can't eat without soda drinks.
أي صح.
Yeah. They're not willing to eat. They will stay hungry إنه ما في Pepsi.
صح. بس I've heard لأن soda drinks يخليهم they digest the food easier.
Not really. It makes you fuller actually. It's the total opposite.
I don't know honestly. This is how my body works. إنه it fills me up أصلا فما أحب أكل ولا أشربه. بس في ناس لا. That's why they drink sparkling water يعني instead when they're eating. شوية
I mean, I'm not the one to judge. I literally have over 150 cans in my fridge right now.
and you drink
and
like
I drink soda with every single meal I have. But it's not like I'm not gonna eat if there's no soda.
بس في ناس صح بس في ناس ما يعرفون.
I haven't had soda in over 12 years.
Me too.
Really? Interesting.
Since like 2012.
2010. I've been trying to quit soda my entire life.
Yeah, I like sparkling water. I like my flavored sparkling water. I like kombucha. I like sparkling drinks بس soda.
I don't like so. أنا أحب الشيء الوحيد اللي أحبه صراحة شاني. زين and I like it when it's gas free so I open it I keep it in the fridge.
لا.
Yeah.
Wow. My dad used to always say shani ala shani.
Shani ala oh cute.
My dad loves shani and every time he sends me to the baqala give me a shani ala shani.
Cute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that. No but I like shani but like without the
flat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like sugar water at that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
شتوي.
على طاري flat. So same thing. One of my nieces, she's like, she likes to drink flat Coke. So I was like, she'll take the Coke, drink it, then put it in the fridge. One time I was like, ew, why are you drinking flat Coke? You know, I was judging her, but she's like, what is flat Coke? Like she had a whole thing. She didn't know what flat Coke was.
Wow.
So basically, it's a sparkling soda without the spark.
The carbonation has gone away.
Basically. زين.
Okay.
واحدة ثانية.
So this is actually an ick of mine as well. When they put the silverware on the table without a napkin under it. So they put it directly on the table. That icks me out so bad. Like sometimes like when they put it, I take it straight away and put it on the plate because there's no napkin under it. Yeah, that like bothers me. And then another thing, I understand when they were doing it during COVID, but like when it's a dine-in restaurant and they serve you with plastic or paper, disposable.
Yeah. So in Corona, it was understandable.
Yeah, but after that, no.
I've had that happen to me before. I went to this fancy place. I don't remember which one exactly, and everything was going well. And then I asked for water, and they bring me a plastic bottle, which is fine, with 2 plastic cups on top of it. I'm like, بالشاطئ العقيل or something? What's happening?
There's a restaurant who still does that.
Yeah, and I understand if it's like an on-the-go restaurant, like pick and go, but like if it's a dine-in restaurant,
cafe, عادي, sure.
Yeah, like those like build your own bowls or plates or whatever, like kind of like a quick lunch area, fine. But it's fine. Dine in, like with the whole menu and they serve at the table.
There's this one funny thing that I hate about restaurants. When you're eating, when you're in the middle of it and you're enjoying it, and the waiter or the manager,
how's the food?
How's the food? While you're eating, you're looking at it.
That's actually that's actually one of the things on the list.
One of the things that I mentioned.
Yeah. It's like you're eating and you're like, it's a mouthful and you're like.
Yeah, they do it on purpose.
So sometimes like you have to use.
But then the waiter يلج, but some other waiter.
And then you turn into a mime. You're like.
You're gonna vogue it out. ما فهمت. Another one which I really hate and I don't understand, and I get we're trying to be plastic free most of the time. It's paper straws.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys.
At least use bamboo or some like those like biodegradable.
في أشياء بس.
Metal, whatever.
Oh my God. The cafes that they're using paper straws. Do your own experiment.
Like at least like there's like the sturdy ones that nothing happens because they're coated or something. But they'll like melt and it's like
they get chewy.
راح يتفقصون داخل وما راح يتحلل ما أدري.
Yeah, that's
not a good scene.
Nope.
No. ويتشفس. It bends over. Like halfway out of the hada, it bends over. I don't get it.
All right, another one. When they don't have their own bathrooms.
Oh yeah, you have to exit to the mall or something.
Yeah.
With that being said, restaurants who don't allocate parking for them.
Oh yes.
I don't get it.
Yes.
أنت أنا الحين تعنيت. I drove to your restaurant. Your overpriced 7+ KD salad restaurant. سقب my ذهب. وين أصبت سيارتي?
At least offer valet.
Yeah.
At least free. I am paying for valet as well. I'm already paying for your restaurant. Sorry.
Do you tip in fancy restaurants? No, me neither. I don't.
See, I don't I'm always
confused.
In
Kuwait.
I'm always confused by that because is it because a lot of places they'll put like, for example, when you go to the UK or something, they'll have it. They're like, part of the price is the tip is included as part of the price. So you don't tip.
And then there's an additional thing.
صح.
What icks me actually about the US, their tipping culture. I understand going to a sit-in restaurant paying whatever for a tip, chidi. But when you go for like a cafe or like a takeaway or something, I'm just grabbing and going. You didn't serve me anything. Why the hell do I have to? Not only a 15% tip they ask for 20%.
شوفي, I don't get the
tipping culture
in the States. I don't get it.
God.
But like in Europe in general, it's because you're حتى لو you're grabbing and going for work or whatever. And in Spain it was the same thing. You grab and go to work or whatever. But there's a culture there. They're gonna have a conversation with you, and they're gonna start something. Some sort of a friendship. And then with that conversation, they're gonna get your order on time. I do appreciate that صراحة. I don't mind tipping. وأدري إن those people are students or they're just starting their life. They are heavily, I think in the States it's the same thing. They're heavily dependent on tips.
Yeah, that's what I hate actually. These restaurants.
Yeah, that's what business, like pay for your workers.
Yeah, you give a salary. Why am I paying your employee?
Yeah, for example, in the UK, what I realized, like some cafes, like for example, they'll charge you a certain price. Like they'll ask you dine in or take out. If dine in, like they'll charge, and even like when you go to pick something, for example, say like a sandwich place where you pick sandwiches, they'll put two prices. They'll put for dine in and take out. So if you decide to dine in, it's like a slightly, like say a 10% extra.
Okay, interesting.
On the price than a takeout.
هذا بالستيتس.
UK, I've noticed that.
Really?
Yeah.
After COVID?
Not since before, actually.
Such?
Yeah.
I've never noticed that, honestly.
Not everywhere, but certain cafes. You go in, they'll put a dine-in price and
I've never noticed
and that is understandable because, like, for example, they're going to be unpackaging it for you, putting on
a plate.
They're going to bring it to you for the table and stuff like that. So that's included. And it's not much of a big difference. It's just like, say, like a 10% increase or 15%.
Okay, so another restaurant ick is the QR codes as menus. I'm not okay with that. I like
I don't
menus.
mind them, but like give me the option to have a physical menu.
Yeah. How that happened all with Corona, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't mind them if you got two options. But if that's your only option, no, I like to open a menu and see.
صح.
But also what annoys me, keeping on the same thing of menus, like a book for a menu.
صح.
Yeah, Cheesecake Factory can get away with that because that's their signature.
Cheesecake Factory لازم على قولة أمي ندرس المنهج.
Like that I'll make an exception because that's what they're known for.
صح.
And but like simple menu where like you're not distracted or overwhelmed of what to get.
صح.
Straight to the point. And that's when like the restaurants are gonna be it's a legit high quality restaurant because they're focused at one cuisine, a certain amount of money. But when they have like 10,000
clear vision of what they want to serve.
When they have
I like
sushi,
to see like a 7-item menu, that type of menu.
like they're gonna be like perfecting it.
Yeah, quality assurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to see like a pasta and sushi and.
Yeah, there's بعض المطاعم هني بالكويت they have everything.
Yeah.
رز باستا كل شيء
sushi مكبوس دياي butter chicken and spaghetti.
صح.
I'm like, what's happening?
لا.
شو قاعد confusion. شو قاعد يصير؟
Yeah.
لا, it's too much. It's too that's how you know and it's يلا مع الخيل يا شجرة. It's just everything on the menu. إنزين. So back to Restaurant X.
Yes, another one people don't like is black toilets, apparently.
What?
Black toilets.
That's so racist.
But makes sense because like it's first of all it's probably dark and it's a black. You can't see if it's clean or not.
That was funny. I had to mention it honestly. Yeah, okay.
But makes sense. Then you can't see if it's clean or not. It will always look clean.
I've never faced that problem.
When it's dark, I've been to malls where their bathrooms are black, but in malls the lighting is much better than.
No, sometimes they're dim.
Well, that's the thing. If في bright lights, you can see if they're dirty ولا لا. بس إذا dim والدنيا مغبشة.
And maroon walls. خلاص. So one more from you.
One more from me are tables that are super close. Restaurant X.
Especially if it's like a fine dining.
Definitely. ما له داعي.
I don't want to hear what you're saying.
No, I don't. يا حياكم على الطاولة. زين. يا ما له داعي. فصل عمر.
The X are icking Salil today a little too much.
لا هو عادي.
حياكم على الطاولة.
يا إنه عادي حياكم تفضلوا نتغدى مع بعض نتعشى مع بعض ما في أي مشكلة. or إنه يعني ما أبي أسمع عايشة شنو سوت أمس بالليل بالعرس. يعني لازم لازم في أحد قاعد يحش عن أحد. ف there was always an عايشة doing something at the wedding yesterday that people are talking about. So yeah, I don't want to hear that. I don't like it.
All right. So the other one was
The food delivery X.
food delivery X. Yes.
Yeah. So one of the main food delivery X in this weather, cut the scooters.
Yes.
For sure.
Especially in this weather.
Yeah.
Day or
That's
night.
on the companies, for sure.
We have to like voice
Day
it
or
out
night.
لأن
Day or night يعني.
إيه لأن حاليا صح وصلنا لمرحلة إن
Like it's 45
حتى
degrees at night.
حتى at night سشوار.
Yeah.
So يعني
إحنا اللي بالسيارة and our AC is cranked up to the max مو ملحقين.
Yes.
yeah.
فما
Have some يعني have some heart.
Yeah.
يعني you wouldn't like it. يعني حرام, you know.
people with helmets on in this weather. What? No,
Yeah, it's too hot.
it's too much. It's too much.
Have you guys seen the bikes دائما قدام حاطين a cardboard box?
What?
Yeah, there's
For
like
what?
a cardboard box so they can put the phone and see the Google Maps without the sun hitting it. You know,
Cardboard box?
To cover the
I didn't فهمت بس
anything
يعني.
to cover the phone, you know, from the shade, from the sun.
And how is that safety compliant?
yeah, and then they complain about them causing accidents and stuff.
and whatnot.
Yeah. Poor guys like
حرام.
having a heat stroke. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
متأخر delivery وهذا قاعد يطلع رصيد.
ويعصب وبعدين the customer basically لا.
Yeah, that's me going insane.
Someone's hangry in the house.
Yeah.
صح عمر.
Yeah.
بس
No,
لا.
what I hate, I don't want to say which applications, but the food delivery applications.
Yeah.
يحط لك إنه 20 minutes delivery. بعدين it's 20 minutes before the order أصلاً gets confirmed.
yeah.
صح.
بعدين it's 25 30 minutes لحد ما يخلصون الcooking.
Yeah.
بعدين الطريق 20 minutes.
That's actually a lot of people have mentioned. Like,
I hate it. Every single time that happens, I wait 30 minutes exactly. ما صار أبلش أحن.
What I don't like regarding what you said, like continuing on what you said, is in one of those food delivery applications, when you want a refund of any sort, they got your order wrong, but you want a refund, they'll refund it to you as credit
in the wallet.
in the wallet.
You
That's-
can actually go inside the chat and talk to them and ask for it to be refunded to your
Yeah,
account.
apparently it's not applicable anymore.
Anymore? Really?
يعني it's only the wallet. That's what we can do. Sorry, ma'am.
Wow.
That's an ick. A lot of people had sent
Such?
as well, yeah.
Yeah. So that's not okay.
So back to food delivery X of what the people had sent in, and a lot of them are relatable as well.
Definitely.
For me is send me your location.
Send me
Yeah.
Your location and focus on
communicate. Oh, they're not focusing on communication.
yeah. يعني we already choose it on the map. We already enter it.
You pinpoint it on the map.
And you enter it.
Sometimes I ask them, لما يجي الباب, can I see? I tell them, can I see on your phone the map where it's showing? وأحيانا يكون completely wrong.
Such?
Yeah.
But like
No, and you pinpoint it on.
that happened to me actually once. Like I put it on, and then I put on top of that you have to enter it physically.
صح.
I did that, and then somehow it was in a different area.
Yeah.
They call me, they're like, I'm outside. I'm like, okay, even say the map was wrong per se. Don't you like يعني I've entered it. So like يعني
لا.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so and then they called you again too. Like after entering it twice, they call you again to send you the location.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes like you're not home and
صح.
you can't send a location of where you're
Yeah,
at.
now I
It's
have
not
it
that.
ready.
Same. That's what I've been having it like
It's like
saved somewhere, so like I can
The
just
last
send it on
delivery guy.
yes, on demand.
Copy paste.
صح.
Yeah. Yeah.
صح. Another one of the food delivery X is minimum charge. That's a definite X for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I'm paying for delivery.
Yeah.
Not like if I'm ordering a big order or a small order, it doesn't make a
Paying for
difference.
that delivery fee.
Exactly.
خلاص.
ما له داعي I have to make an order above 5 kd for the food item to be delivered.
Yeah.
ما له داعي.
Yeah.
And on top of that, overcharging for delivery.
Yeah, 1 KD is like extremely insane.
much.
Say 2 is the max 2 is the max, but when they start charging 2.5, 3
لا لا لا
KD,
لا 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 حتى 2 KD اصلا going above 1 KD for delivery.
اي for me لما انا اشوف ربع ولا نص I'm like هذول محترمين.
ايه
yeah, anything under 1 KD.
yes.
But when it starts to get like over 2 KD, 3
Yeah.
KD sometimes, I'm like, what am I ordering? Where's this bill?
لا من وين جايني؟ الكويت ترى.
Yeah, I understand they charge those amounts for further locations like Sabah Al-Ahmed or whatever.
إيه.
And like they're located in
Umm
Kuwait City.
al-Himan
Yeah, like
and
that's far. When it's like more than half an hour away. But like I'm like literally 10 minutes away,
إيه.
15 minutes away.
من المناطق الرئيسية اللي بالنص يعني.
حتى الحين بكل مكان بعيد there is little branches of everything.
هو صح.
الخيران الحين in season when it's camping season حتى بالصبية there's
صح.
little these minivans ولا those caravans صافط لك in the middle of صبية delivering food.
Yeah.
That's so true. That's so
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's so true.
All right.
Fareel, give us another one.
For me, no live tracking.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like unless listen, sometimes they're like, oh, we're not, it's delivering through them, not through us. Okay, that's fine, but at least let me know it's out for delivery. Let me know it's being prepared like that. But when you just place the order and you know nothing until it rings, they contact you, I'm outside. That's like, what's going on?
That's the thing that also depends on the driver as well, because they're the ones that enter. Oh, I arrived at the restaurant waiting for pickup. Oh, I moved.
See, that's when sometimes like they say, it's if it's delivered through that company, they'll have that. But sometimes when it's delivered through another company, like through
They
their
won't have
own,
any tracking,
yeah.
But even if it's delivered by the application itself and there is tracking, the driver sometimes doesn't click the buttons.
Yeah.
They're like فجأة it's still preparing and he's knocking the door.
صح.
Yeah.
صح. وفي live tracking that is not live.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like there, but it's still
it's
like
fake.
yeah.
It's fake. I see it and it happened to me multiple times where it's like he's on the way, I can see him moving, but then فجأة he's stuck. I start calling them. They're like, there's a problem there. He didn't even move من المطعم. الأكل مو جاهز.
صح.
So they do this to fool us or something. I don't know. You guys are getting me pissed off.
قاعد أشوف أنا قاعد أشوف.
He's taking his food delivery too seriously.
أنا قاعد
Yeah,
أشوف.
because I order food every single day,
Oh, that.
2 or 3 times.
Thank God I don't deal
I
with
live alone.
that. Yeah.
So another food delivery ick is when they cancel your order without informing.
Yeah.
مالت يعني. Or when يعني تقريبا نفس الشيء when you order pay and you're 20 minutes just waiting for the restaurant and then the item is sold out or it's not there. I've been waiting.
Yeah, مرة ساعة. Literally 2 weeks ago happened to me. And the next day it happened to my friend. والمشكلة it's weird. I don't know what's happening. It's the past few weeks. I go and order. I do the Apple Pay thing. It clicks and I get the notification. But then the whole order is not even there.
لا.
Yeah, it's not even cancelled. It's just the order is not there.
That's happened to me. Yeah.
صدق؟
And then you get charged
إيه.
and then you go, there's nothing. And now that's happened to me not only on food delivery, that's also happened to me on websites, like when I buy something. Yeah.
That you guys need to be careful.
It's so
But then sometimes
the money is not taken out.
yeah, it couldn't processing. So I called the bank.
إيه.
It happened to me twice on actually a website as well, same website. I place the order, I get charged, but I don't get any confirmation or something. I called the bank. I'm like, did I get charged? She's like, yes, but it's still under processing. And I'm like, okay, but the order didn't go through. I would have to email the company that I ordered from. So they send me an email that the email didn't go through. I send it to the bank via email and they just
refund everything.
yeah.
I love NBK in terms of that.
Yeah.
NBK are amazing.
Yeah. On demand.
120 KD before it got pulled out of my account from GoDaddy, that website. I don't have any subscriptions with them, nothing. It just got pulled out. He was like, I called them and they were like, did you receive any OTP? I'm like, no. They're like, if you didn't receive any OTP, we'll get you your money back. All of it. I'm like, oh, amazing. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
سكروا لي الحساب. Literally second day, he's like, go to this location, pick up your new card. Amazing service.
They have very good service. Yeah. That's when that happened to me. I called her and then she gave me like her direct email. I emailed her the email and like within an hour the money was back. She's like, okay, like I reversed the transaction because it still didn't go through. So it's easily reversible and it goes back.
Interesting.
Yeah, the guy told me within a certain amount of time, like 48 days, something like that. Like it was 2-3 months. It's like within that time you'll get the money back. Exactly when that time finished, the same day I checked, the money's back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're quite good with their service. Talking about service, food delivery X, no customer service or no good customer service.
لا.
It's all
Whenever
about
you
the
have
customer service.
when you have customers coming into your shop, your restaurant, whatever, you have to have customer service.
Good, respectful customer service.
If you are a customer-oriented
business
Business?
in terms of any industry,
need, yeah.
Yeah.
You need
The
it.
customer is not always right, but at least you should have somebody that knows how to talk to these people that think they're right, you know? Because I'm standing
true.
behind them in line.
ما له داعي.
Hey.
حبيت.
and then give me another one.
Another one.
Another one. No, we're not listening to that person again.
No. Food bag smells like cigarettes. That's a food delivery ick.
Yeah.
ما له داعي.
That just opened up another كل ما تقولون شيء
Can of worms.
واحد شيء ثاني يطلع.
شكله he's gone through all the
لا
X.
have, لا
Yes,
have.
I have. That's one thing. Another thing is they fixed it during Corona. Is the sealed bag.
صح.
That's one thing they fixed it. Sometimes
but it's not
arrives-
fixed لأن حتى the sealed bag would smell like cigarettes as well.
Yeah, but if it's not sealed, I'm like he probably opened it, took a bite or something.
Oh my god.
In my head, it's like that. If
بس
it's not
لأن
sealed.
people took pictures of like
Yes.
open food
Yeah.
and a bite taken out of their burger or, whatever.
They've been
In-
caught in
in Kuwait.
action as
In
well.
Kuwait.
So another food delivery ick. The food arriving soggy or smashed or spilled, not properly packed.
Yeah, spilled I would definitely understand.
Yeah.
يعني that's not an excuse أحس. Spilled ما أحس إنه له داعي honestly.
Yeah.
It's معناته it's not positioned well in the car or the bicycle or scooter whatever. Soggy food. I mean أحس هذا
That's inevitable.
that's the negative aspect of having food being delivered
That's why certain things I prefer to go pick them up than get
Yeah.
them delivered.
and eat them in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a big fries eater. But when I do eat fries, I would never order it for delivery. I have to go to the restaurant to eat it.
صح
Yeah.
صح. خبز إيراني is the same thing.
The first يعني خبز is already done in the car.
Hey,
That's like a
خبز
tradition.
إيراني, just put a huge blob of jibin kraft like this and wrap it up and
Oh my god. حتى لو خبز خالي وأنت
Yeah, in the
بالسيارة
car
رايح
on the way
البيت
back
يعني.
home,
hey,
Yeah.
you're just nibbling on some bread.
جد صح.
yeah,
خاصة
That's so
the
nostalgic.
the
and
biscuit
the
side.
newspaper.
Yeah. Extra, like I was like
The
extra
smell.
crispy.
Extra.
Ooh, the smell in the car. Wow, I remember that.
I'm salivating already. كالعادة طبعا.
And I think that concludes our X for food deliveries and food restaurants. Thanks again to Inspired Edibles for sharing this information of
Yeah.
what you guys have commented.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot more, but those were the most common ones.
I mean the topic is everyone can relate to it.
It's very relatable and it probably gets under a lot of people's skin,
Yeah.
as we saw with Amar. He got
Definitely,
pissed
Amar.
behind the scenes.
عمر عصب.
I'm getting heated.
Do not mess with Amar when he's hangry.
Yeah,
You have to be beware.
Don't.
Also, you should put like when you order something, you know how they put like extra instructions or extra. You should put I'm hangry.
Yeah,
Beware.
Yeah.
No flip-flops.
In my extra instructions, I have extra instructions.
Do you have anything on the menu this week? Since we're still talking about food, I'm good.
أنا جربت شيء بس قاعد أحاول أتذكر شنو اللي جربته وأبي أذكره.
One thing I'm happy about is I'm happy that the key lime pie at Pick is back.
Okay.
Something I look forward to in the summer. It's very citrusy and fresh. And
Interesting.
It's nice. Yeah, I like it.
Interesting.
And it's vegan
Okay.
for those that are dairy intolerant.
I tried Tap Bakery recently. So it's a bakery in Kuwait City, located next to Crystal Tower. The bakery is very much cozy. It's such a cute place. I love when they put all the baked goods on display. I love that scene.
Yeah.
أحس I'm not in Kuwait.
You're in France.
أحس أيوة بالضبط. And to be honest, it was very good. I remember we ordered the French toast, a coffee, stuff like that. Just like not a dish يعني. But it was so good. I mean, the French toast كانت جدا حنونة, to be honest.
So you recommend it?
I do definitely
How's their
recommend it.
croissant? Have you tried it?
I haven't tried their croissants, honestly, but I mean, the baked goods itself, the selection was also huge, and it was so cozy. I like a good cozy place. We missed that in Kuwait.
Good vibes, good ambiance.
Exactly,
good food.
and it's quiet. The chairs are comfortable as well. Yani, we need to have that back again in Kuwait.
Well, that's
course.
nice.
Yeah.
Check it out for
So
sure.
Tap Bakery, you guys.
Tap.
Awesome.
TAP.
Yes, Tap
Okay.
Bakery.
I'll try it out for
Yeah,
sure.
it's
That's
so
on the menu.
so cute. So cute.
I have a dessert place for you guys.
Tell me.
It's my favorite since I was a little kid, but I've had some the past weekend.
Okay.
Lotus.
I love it.
Is
the,
it a cake?
The
place?
juicy chocolate cake.
They literally dip
Yes.
the cake in juice.
Yes. Not juice,
Syrup.
chocolate juice.
Yeah. لا حتى الفانيلا.
Yeah, I don't like the vanilla.
إيه بس حتى الفانيلا they dip it in like some sort of like juice syrup thing.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
can't believe you brought it up.
It gets soaked up, and when it's cold,
إيه.
wow.
I have never tried it.
Yeah, this was my favorite since I was a little kid.
It was my grandmother's, Allah yarhamha, was my grandmother's favorite.
Yeah, it was my mother's favorite.
حتى the chocolate one specifically يعني.
Yeah.
So we would get all the other flavors just for the kids or like حتى for us. Yeah.
And it's affordable. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's like 350 fils per cake.
Allah,
Like a square.
Yeah,
I've never tried it.
it's incredible.
It's extremely sugary because I mean they dip sponge cake
In syrup.
In syrup.
Basically,
Is it?
Ooh, I feel like I have a headache just thinking about from the sugar.
Damn, it's nostalgic.
It's yes, a lot of sugar, but when you eat it, when I eat it, for example, I eat like 3-4.
Oh,
Yeah, it's so good and it's
Yeah.
light. It's not heavy on your.
Interesting.
I don't eat what's on the top.
I love what's on the top.
Yeah, that I don't like that. That's too much for me.
we have to insert a photo or something.
I will.
Yeah,
insert
I should. We need to see how it looks like.
It's an extremely old bakery يعني
it is.
وللحين محافظين على
The vintage vibe.
Yeah. Yes.
Barely any marketing. They just recently, a couple of years ago, opened their Instagram. They barely do anything on Instagram, anyways. It's the word of mouth. People are always.
That's how you know it's a good place. Like it's يعني it stood the
I mean
decades.
وايد قديم.
White قديم. But the cake is still the same. That's why I love it because everything I've known since when I was a kid is not the same now, except that
Oh
place.
my god, I cannot believe you brought it up. I cannot believe it. Like honestly, oh my god, people and حتى people who know the place, they're like شلون تاكلينه? You know, like it's sugary. I'm like, I don't know. It's
I think it has to do with also it being nostalgic.
Yeah.
Most likely.
and the sponge cake is spongy.
Yeah.
Like هواء.
إيه.
مع إنه it is dipped in
Exactly.
syrup.
But how it's like it leaks in your mouth while you're biting it, just releases the juices.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Damn.
Next episode
They're
we
hungry.
should have some.
صح؟
Yeah.
لازم نجيب
لازم.
لازم نجيب next episode.
لازم, yeah.
ضروري. Oh my god.
Everything they have is amazing, by the way. Not just this one cake. Their eclairs, for example, they're great.
Nice.
They have all kinds of stuff that are,
Yeah.
you know, in boxes you buy على الطاولة تحطها تاكل. It's-
على طاري الأشياء القديمة دام إحنا we went back to that golden era. مطعم اسمه مو مطعم مال سمبوسة وهذا الأشياء اسمه الركن الذهبي.
heard of
Yes,
that.
in Hawali, I think, or
heard of
something.
السالمية.
Salmiya, yes. That
Yeah,
I've
I-
tried. For once, I've tried something that you guys mentioned.
مبلا الركن الذهبي صح.
I think I've tried it, yes. They have chapati and all that.
They have المشهور اللي عندهم السمبوسة. عمر, do you know it?
Sure.
الركن الذهبي.
I've heard about it.
إيه.
I'm not.
هو بالسالمية حتى they have really good فطاير, really good سمبوسة, جبن, so yum. It's so yum. وايد حنونة.
So, we got some story time today. I
Yes,
got a
we
story. You got a story.
We got some stories to say.
I got some stories. Did I tell you about that story one time?
Tell me.
That we had a con artist in our
No.
home and we got robbed.
Damn, girl.
What?
Yeah. Oh my god. It was one hell of a story. I remember the other day, I was like, I don't remember if I told this to Salil or not. So basically, when I was in Miami, I was living with my brother in an apartment. And he had one of his best friends that's studying in Tampa, and he would come over almost every other weekend and stay with us, like sometimes for the weekend, sometimes even longer. And he's like my brother's really close friend. He's like a brother to me. Like I've known him for the longest time. And one time, I don't remember if it was spring break or what exactly, his friend came and he brought with him this other friend. Supposedly, like, you know, my brother's best friend bringing a friend with him, like he knows him, he trusts him, he brought him into the house. And, you know, they stayed for the weekend and then they left. After that, like after a week, after they left and stuff like that, I go through my bank statement and I see like $2,200 being withdrawn from my account. And it says like some apartment complex. Obviously, like in the US, like I just called the bank. I'm like, hey, I didn't do this, blah, 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 and whatever. They refunded the money and they were investigating. In the meantime, I go to my brother. I'm like, oh my God, guess what happened? This and this happened. And it was someone paid their rent with my account. And then I told him like, because like when in the back statement, it was showing what was the complex name. So he's like, oh my God, my friend lives there. And as a joke, I was like, oh, your friend robbed me. So my brother told his friend, he's like, oh my God, guess what? This happened, whatever. And his friends were like, yeah, that's been happening to us as well. And then, so obviously the days go by. Like 3-4 days later, my brother's best friend calls him. He's like, oh my God, guess what? He's like, remember that guy that came with me to visit? He was like a Nigerian guy. He's like, turns out he was the thief. Okay. He turned out to be a con artist. He turned out, he lied to them about his name, his age. He told them like he was 21 or 22 and he was like 30 at that time. Damn. Different name. And how did he find out? So he got arrested, that Nigerian guy. He called my brother his friend, thinking like, you know, they're friends. He's like, hey, go to my apartment, get my phone, blah, 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 whatever. So my brother's friend went to his apartment and he found like a bunch of weird, like suspicious things. And when he got his phone, he's like, let me go through this phone. Like something looks off. When he went through his phone, he saw pictures in his phone of like my brother's ID, my brother's credit card. And like at that time they were there, I had like in the US, like for certain things you pay by check. And at the bottom of the check, it has the account number and routing number. And you can use those numbers to pay some things. And turns out like he had gone into my brother's room, took a picture of the check I had given my brother.
Oh my God.
And like he had like, so like all their friend groups, like their IDs, credit cards and all that. So like he was using like these pictures and stuff to like get money and identity theft and all that. Yeah. And so basically that's how we found out, like he's so dumb that he used like my bank account to pay for his rent.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so Maskeen, you know, like my brother's friend felt so bad that he brought him like into our house. Like he drove all the way from Tampa that day just to apologize. Okay. And like, yeah. And then we called the police. We made a police report and we gave them the phone. And turns out this was not the first time he has been arrested. He's an ex-felon.
Damn, that's creepy.
Yeah. So I
don't let anybody in my home.
Yeah.
Anybody that I don't know for a long time, a while, I don't let
That's crazy. And that was such a crazy story. And like what they stayed on one night. Yeah, and they came like they were just like they stayed the night because they were leaving to go somewhere else. But you know, like my brother's best friends used to like staying with us. So he's like, oh, can I just stay for the night? I have a friend with me, you know? And in the States, you kind of like, it's very normal. So he's like, yeah, that's fine. Yani. It's not the first time that's happened. Turns out this is like, and he's been putting up an act on my brother's best friend for a while. It's not just like, yani, or else he wouldn't have brought him with him and been friends with him or traveled with him. Yani. You don't just meet someone today and travel with them tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's been plotting and planning, girl.
على قولتهم بتعيشين وتشوفين هذا.
Yeah.
That guy is living the catch me if you can life.
Exactly. It's actually like this, what is it called? There's this show called Football Fraudster or something, where it's the same thing. It's like this, I think, guy from Congo or something from Africa, where he goes to the UK and lies about him being a footballer.
Okay.
Starts dating these. It was a whole documentary on him.
Nice.
Starts dating these girls, and like he'll lie on her like he's a footballer and whatever and stuff like that. Kind of like Tinder swindler, but like football style. Like he'll take her money, and like by the time like he takes her money and credit card, he's on to the next victim, next girl or whatever, and he's like lied about him being a footballer, and like she's helped him get into like a team and stuff like that. And he was living the life of like him being like a famous footballer, and like with like even like companies and limos. Like, I'm a Chelsea FC player and all that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same idea as you said as Tinder swindler, but هدول الناس like how?
They get away with it like for a long time, and they just keep going. They like the lifestyle.
Yeah, they keep
No,
doing
he didn't
bigger
get charged.
scams and bigger scams and bigger
Like
scams.
حتى Tinder swindler هذا, I don't think he got charged. Like يعني he found a loophole, I think, or شيء كذي أو
I don't know. Like, what is her name? That Russian chick, Anna Delvey.
أي.
These like they're con artists. That's like they've been.
They also find loopholes in it. يعني مثل حاجة Tinder swindler ما في عليه.
They start
شيء
small.
يعني.
They start small, and they keep building, and they see they can
شنو يقول لك you can't
run away forever.
مو بس إنه you can't run away, هذا طبيعي, ولكن he didn't force someone to give
Because
him
like
money.
they play it the long run. That's what I'm saying. They play the long. They start doing something small, and it gets bigger and bigger, and then
It's the amount that gets bigger. بس أنا يعني مثلا the female or the partner, they're giving him the money willingly.
like he
That
preys
you can't.
upon that, like
Yeah.
because what they do بالبداية عرفت, you saw Tinder swindler, like he, you know, like spoils her with traveling and all that, and you know يعني she sees, he makes her believe that
Yeah.
like يعني he's a millionaire and he's well off while he's spending this other girl's money.
صح.
He makes her believe that he's got all that, and so when he asks, and then after a month of doing that, he asks her for her credit card, she will believe it. He'll be like, oh, he's had what he won't يعني he
not
won't
cheap.
he's not cheap,
stingy.
and he's like, he will give that money back. Lo and behold, he takes the money and runs away off to his next victim.
Ghosting.
And he يعني you know picks the يعني you know not anyone, he picks like the perfect victim where it's like he knows that he can get to that, or she has that amount of money or whatever.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
You've got a funny story for us as well.
Oh my God, my story. It was a shock to me. It wasn't just a shock in general. It was a shock to me, you guys. So I got married back in 2020. I'm a Corona bride. This is what they call me. It's fine. I like it. So I did my milcha or milka or كتب كتاب, whatever you are located at. You're gonna understand what I'm talking about. So I did the whole milcha كتب كتاب at my house. Of course, it was Corona. And I contacted basically one of most famous bakeries here in Kuwait to make my cake for me for my special day, because they do make great cakes, and I mean the taste is good as well يعني. If you know me, you know I like the weirdest things and the most unique things.
CC comes from your mama.
Thank you. صح, I do. So I contacted one of the most famous bakeries here in Kuwait to make my special cake for me for my special day. So my unique design was that I wanted an upside down cake. So it's the design. Of course, I'm gonna put the picture up, but like it's a wedding cake but flipped. Before my big day, like within the 2 days, let's say, or 3 days, they call me up and be like, hey, we're sorry, we can't do your cake for you. It tends to be extremely heavy, so it's gonna bend or whatever. And all that conversation is, my mom is taking care of it. It's so funny. 2 years later, so basically my big day comes, they bring me the cake. It's a whole thing. They get yelled at so much by my mom and my aunt that day because they couldn't make the cake for my big day. We had to make extreme measures for that cake to be made. We also gave them the hanger itself. It was a whole conversation back and forth. My mom was so pissed. My aunt was so pissed. And they were there that day when the cake was delivered. It was a whole scene. Okay. Unfortunately, when the cake was delivered, I wasn't there. So I was getting hair and makeup ready for my big day, blah, blah, blah. But it was delivered nonetheless. You guys are going to see the picture of the cake. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. The cake tasted delicious, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward 2 years later.
4 years later. Actually.
4 years later.
We're in 2024.
Isa, 4 years later, okay, my friend comes from Sweden back to Kuwait. Okay, she held this gathering, reunion for us. We're having a great time. Haven't seen her in like 10 plus years. And it was basically a gathering of school friends. So it's a high school reunion, blah, blah, blah. And I see a spread of that famous bakery that my cake was made at. So I was so happy, like, oh my God. One of our friends actually worked there as a marketing manager. And I'm like, oh my God, I had my cake was made from there. I'm so, like, I love this bakery. It's nostalgic for everyone in Kuwait, blah, blah, blah. And I made my cake there. And this guy just like silence. And I can see his face just shutting down. And he whispers to his friend, I really hope the cake, like her cake is not the cake that I had like terrible memories of. And I'm just scrolling on my phone trying to find a cake, a picture of my cake. And he's like, please, and I can hear him whisper to his friend, please let it not be the cake. Please let it not be that cake. And I show him an image of my cake, and he starts laughing his head off. Okay. And he's like, are you serious? That's your cake? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I got shouted at on the phone at your place by your mom and some other lady. And I'm like, yeah, that's my aunt. And he's like, this cake gave me nightmares and is still giving me nightmares. I'm thinking of changing positions within the bakery because of that cake.
That cake traumatized Miss Kate.
Oh my God. And he's a high school friend. Like a really dear, sincere high school friend. But like, I didn't put one to one together.
Look at the coincidence, man. Like, it's crazy.
Many years later.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The fact that he still remembers it 4 years later says something.
Traumatized.
Yes.
I mean, that guy got yelled at several times just because of an upside down cake. Are you
Like,
kidding?
a shout out to him. He made it happen.
He made it happen بالنهاية. I mean, we like أول شيء ما كان عندهم the stuff to make it happen, blah blah blah. رحنا خذينا like the hook itself from like بيتنا. I don't know why my mom has a hook at home, بس ما عليه. We delivered it to their location. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What was the problem exactly with the cake? Why wasn't it happening?
إن it's gonna be too heavy. فهم كانوا خايفين إن ما في شيء راح يمسكه. يعني they didn't have that
stand.
الstand نفسه stability for it.
Okay.
Basically.
Because it was literally hanging in the air. You can see the photo. Like, it was hanging from the top, like suspended. To end it off, I have this interesting news that I saw the other day.
Factoid, is it?
Not fact. It's more a new, like, literally headline news that is like stupid / interesting / yeah. Basically, there's this church in Mexico. You've seen it?
I've seen it. I've read
It's charging $100. That's charging people $100 to buy plots of land in heaven.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he's like, God gave him permission.
He spoke to God, yeah.
That is hilarious.
What the hell?
And those people that are falling for it, you guys deserve to be scammed. The fact that you believe in this BS, you deserve to be scammed. I'm sorry. And he's already like raised thousands of dollars.
شلون?
Legend. He's a legend.
He found a loophole and got it and knew how to scam people.
He's like, God, talk to me. You can't prove that. If you believe in God, you gotta pay me.
He was preying on these like poor believers.
وعلي.
This is exactly like selling land in the metaverse, you know? So many people bought so much lands for thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in the metaverse. I've seen it happen. I was in the metaverse seeing it happen.
Not just the metaverse, the art. What was it called?
NFTs.
NFTs.
NFTs are a whole different story. I have a bunch of NFTs myself. But the metaverse is not physical land, not a place where you can go and stay on And there is buildings now. You can go inside the metaverse. There is companies that own buildings, and they put like their NFTs that they own on the building outside.
I can't.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
I
weird.
can't.
That whole world is
مخي like recalculating.
lag.
Error. Yeah. Software updates request.
I mean, that, like, trust me, like if you go on eBay in the US, you'll be shocked by the things that you find. Like air from a concert, from a Taylor Swift concert. Literally bags of air.
Yeah.
Or like some crazy shit, like
Sand
oxygen
from some country.
Oxygen,
beach.
like.
كان في حلقة مع Big Bang Theory لما they bought the time machine off of eBay.
Hey, I saw that just a few days ago.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, eBay is full of crazy shit.
Yeah.
But land in heaven, that reached a whole new level.
والله رخيص بعد $100 30 دينار.
والله إذا يعطي يعني certificate that you own land in heaven, I would just buy it for the certificate. It's hilarious. Signed by a minister or something like a official there.
A stamp from Mexico, like this Mexican
حتى
church.
not even the Pope يعني. You know what I mean? Like not even the Pope.
Or no, like church or something. No, like some small ass church in Mexico.
يعطي innovation at its.
Hola Dios, por favor.
I don't know. Like,
Jesus
got him signed off.
It's so amazing how like some dude in Mexico did something,
made headline news.
And now all the way in Kuwait, we're talking about him in a podcast. Does he even know we're talking about him in a podcast?
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh, legendary.
Yeah.
That is legendary. Like he made the news in Kuwait. Some like small ass.
Damn.
But yeah.
For $100.
Yeah.
Nice. Well,
so wrapping up.
With that plot of land worth $100 in heaven. Okay, 30 دينار يا جماعة رخص التراب.
May God bless us all with some land.
Jesus, por favor.
Jesus, adios mío.
Hey. With that being said,
Muchas gracias.
de nada, my friend. Thank you so much for watching another episode of It's For Real.
Yes, and as always, follow us on all socials, like, subscribe, follow us. Leave a comment of your restaurant X. If we didn't mention any food delivery X, let us know. And as always, keep it for real.
Big love.
Peace.